we'll be ever closer to putting this thing to bed. And you know what we're going to be putting to bed pretty soon, guys?
Our pugs.
Our pugs, because it's pretty late. But not
After
just...
their bedtime, actually. So we decided one more!
One more! Back to back. Self-love part 2. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hard.
Talking is hard. If you guys know.
If
that.
you're in the know, then you're in the know.
This is the Grumble Gamers, and I'm Crazed.
And I'm literally.
And we're gonna finish this. We're so close. This is it. We're done.
What about the thing afterwards?
No, we also have the epilogue. I heard there's an epilogue. That will be a separate episode, but that will be it. We'll be done.
Second to last episode, right here.
And then we'll get the platinum.
Yeah.
Let's dive on in to Self-Love Part 2. I'll figure out how to cut it later. Hey. Oh, hello. I forgot I'm going to be the one talking. Oh, God.
Be prepared, be prepared.
It's almost... Oh, sorry. I was doing the voice with you. I almost thought you weren't going to come today. Yeah, well... Lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran to my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it in between her fingers. It's brown and with dark green frosting, immaculately
shaped into floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You had me at immaculately.
I took the words out of your own mouth.
Yes. How pretty. I just ate, so I might not be able to finish it. She just shoves it down her throat. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them. Ah, and I thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored.
Oh.
It was for Yuri.
Yeah.
I love green tea. Oh, look at that cute face. Oh, do you? I didn't notice. It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. It was mean. Wait, what I mean is I'm glad. I can't fucking speak tonight. This is like, we're back to back on these episodes, so I'm just like... I'm like word jumbled. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. See, she did the nice thing. She got her tea. She made him tea. She did the good deed?
Yes. Good tea, good deed.
Oh, I like that. Good tea, good deed. That's the title. Too late. It's happening. You're on fire with these titles tonight. They're perfect. We just got to keep doing more, and then you'll just go. We're not using that one. That's for the Avatar game we're playing.
Yay.
Oh, say it again.
Radio Hotman.
Let's just be more excited about it.
Radio Hotman.
Perfect. It wasn't too much and it wasn't too little. It was perfect. I love you.
Love you too.
I do know that you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know. It kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like baking is like art, but when you're good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterward. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I could do to make a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment, you get to be like the bringer of joy.
Joy bringer.
I don't know. It just makes me feel
Valued.
Yeah, I guess that.
So you were able to make up with your friends today?
There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything.
You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood.
It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool. And that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse.
So they're not going to stop?
I mean, it only happens sometimes anyways. It's just the way they are. And I'm the only one who's ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them.
Oh. I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore.
Aww. Yeah.
Aw, so this is like them like they're gonna be done with their lunches.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, she just feels like Natsuki was only using her as a way to avoid her friends.
Yeah. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on.
Yeah.
I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I could do. So you can have the rest of them.
Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends.
But I made them for you.
Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. Aw, I know. And I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you.
No. They were for making you happy.
You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. Aww. That's why they want to spend time with you. And be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki!
I'm such a bad person.
Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes.
You didn't.
Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggling to speak through them.
I just really hate myself sometimes. It feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it.
I'm sorry.
No, I am. I'm so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in that letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it.
You know, I think a lot of those negative things, I think about a lot of those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So, I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw myself in. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues, then hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so...
Like what?
Like how you're fun for people to be around, and you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead, and you care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things.
Oh, go on. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed.
Well, you're the one who asked. And don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile. Then she sighs as it fades again.
Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time. But then I keep coming back for some reason.
Is that bad?
Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know.
Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet.
Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do.
She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you?
Happy for what?
Happy that your new club is making you happy.
Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical.
Natsuki says that, but with a little confidence in her voice.
I always told myself that I don't rely on approval of others to be happy. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused. Because I'm threatened out of these things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt.
That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are.
It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things.
Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head.
I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something so scary.
To do what?
You know, to end it.
With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option.
I wasn't, until recently. It's just one of those things where you're like, it's been a certain way for a long time, that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it, so much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick just thinking about it.
Natsuki sighs.
It's just really scary. It's terrifying.
What are you scared of?
I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone, not having anyone to talk to or hang out with, not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared that they'll hurt me from going against them.
Physically?
Not physically, but...
Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki.
What?
If anyone thinks to cause you harm, or if anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Ooh, I got chills. Got tinglies.
Natsuki snorts in...
Oh wait, Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me.
Haha, sorry. I was just I like that. That's all.
Oh. Well, I meant it.
I know you did.
Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look.
I needed it.
As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. My goodness gracious, I can't speak today.
Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore.
Are you sure? Natsuki nods.
I'm sure.
I will then. I'll enjoy them. She just stuffs, just pops them all. Natsuki looks away, but then turns back around and the whole container is empty. Just pops them like cherries.
You wouldn't know what that's like.
Nope. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I got it. That took me a minute. I went way over my head, then it kind of like boomeranged back to my head, and I was like, wait a minute!
Boomerang! You do come back!
Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Is this the end? Never mind. Huh. You're here first today. And you brought reading material. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot this time, holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book.
It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life and then one day there's just nothing left.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
It makes me feel so empty.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on my last book of this series.
That sucks.
But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever.
Maybe. But there are some things I wish I could.
On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome?
Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. So, it sucks when something good has the end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way.
Two sides of a coin, honey.
Yes.
Well, that's the natural of all things.
The nature of all things.
Did I say natural?
Yes.
Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. Like us, we'll slowly die and decay and
perish.
Yuri, just take it back a bit. The two fall silent because of what she just said.
Maybe she shouldn't have broken up with her other friends. Is it too late to get out of this thing with Yuri?
Natsuki, run! Run! They slowly... No, finish eating! Fast! They slowly eat while making their way through their respected reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all.
You don't go out during the weekends, right?
Excuse me?
Like, with friends, at the mall, or downtown or whatever?
I'm not a total shut-in, you know.
Oh, my bad for making assumptions.
You have this amazing quote about assuming things, and yet you assume things all the time.
Makes an ass out of you and me.
Especially you.
Especially me. You had to add that at the end, because it's especially yourself, you know?
Well, you're the one who's doing all the assuming.
Yes. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you, and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group.
Board game group?
It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway?
I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious.
She wants to go to the mall with her.
Aww. Get makeovers and get dresses and talk about Grumble.
But they don't know Grumble yet, so...
Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking.
Don't look at me like that.
Sorry. Natsuki pulls to her knees to her chest and puts her head down.
I can't take this.
Did I do something wrong? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done.
I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them, and then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of the responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside.
Oh, that's... I'm sorry. I didn't even know that happened, honey. You were right. You called it. Totally unsure of what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper.
Help me. I feel sick. I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this.
You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on her shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes more and more apparent, though, or through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good, safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way down. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri's breath is once more.
Breathes in once more.
I can't. It's just word jumbles now.
And Natsuki joins her.
They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is.
You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you.
Is that going to keep happening?
It may or may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki's motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. Man, they really need to clean the floors.
I don't think I could have gone through that alone.
Aw. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks to her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. Aww. That is so great that they finally found like some common ground and they're friends. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so
openly share her thoughts.
Thank you. But something about Natsuki, of all people, make it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri's able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous
journey of learning to love yourself.
Thank you. Aww. Look at that.
Do you really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do,
How so?
because I'm probably gonna have to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as knowing as I want and drag you around to a lot of places.
I see.
But you already said it. You can't take it back now.
Ah,
Well,
wait. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then.
Oh.
mm-hmm.
Aww.
I know a good ice cream place.
Oh. That means you're gonna finally figure out what my favorite ice cream flavor is.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. I remember that. But for me, you said you had no idea.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea.
Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. It's not a bad combo.
Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. Fancy. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that.
Well, sorry, I've been talking and my voice is just bleh.
Did you need some water?
Maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry.
Hey, strawberry's my favorite.
Thank you. I need water.
Just you talking made me really need some water too.
What a coincidence. I think
it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing.
Is there anything better I could be doing?
Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easier for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel we're way past it at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so sick. I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially.
Oh, well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I may have tracked you down first, with the help of Sayori.
But you said...
I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it.
Anyone? You mean, like you?
Aww. Yes. Aww. Like me.
You know, I could get used to this.
As long as you don't tease me too much.
Fine. Deal. But just a little then. Sucker.
That's fine.
Baka.
I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Oh, they don't even know.
Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured.
The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch. But a nice feeling hangs in the air.
A new feeling hangs in the air.
A feeling of great certainty in their path forward. And just a few hours, they were There will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together.
Damn straight.
The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together.
Aww.
Oh, okay, that was so good, but we still got one more. That will be the last episode.
It's so glittery and shiny.
I can't wait to see what it is.
Shiny.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please drop a like. And if you're new and you're not subscribed, how about you hit that bell? Just ring it. Just go do it.
Ring.
What she said. So you can be notified about our latest shenanigans. Until then, I'm Crazed.
And I'm Witchley. Grumble on.